Somali-Cuba relations?
Oh yes,
If you had,
yes. Well, I actually I was there. We initiated and pushed very hard for our Cuba-Kenya relations because in 2008, as a deputy speaker, I was the one who took a parliamentary delegation there, and that parliamentary delegation did such a fantastic job. When we came back, progressively our relationship kept on growing, but mainly we asked for doctors from there, and we had doctors for quite a while. I don't think none of them is still around. Somali, Cuba, yes, that would have been the best thing. I mean, the number of golden opportunities that the Somalis lost, mainly because when Somalia collapsed, the Somali populations went as refugees to the Western world, the so-called Western world. They did not go to Russia as refugees. They did not go to Cuba as refugees. They did not go to some of those countries as refugees, but they went to the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and Europe, Western Europe, not Eastern Europe. So because of that, the tendency was that the relationship could only be harnessed and built with those people. Somalis lost the golden opportunity to create a very close relationship with Russia. I'm one person who had always believed that the Russians were going to help the Somalis in a much better way than the Americans would ever, because the intentions are different. Intentions of the Americans is that they cannot forget about their boys who are killed in the streets of Mogadishu. They cannot stand the fact that some black people, they are barefoot in sandals out there, can stand up to them and tell them to go to hell and chase them out of their own capital city. So they want to really, really seek revenge on that. But because most of the Somalis went to those countries, of course, it becomes easier for them to deal with the Somalis. Cuba-Somalia relationship, perfect one. I can tell you, if they go to Cuba today, the Somali government that's there and seek support, they will assist them in many, many ways. They will assist them in multitudes of scholarships to study all the medicine and engineering and God knows, and fisheries and everything they want, because the Cubans have got the best medical system in the world. I want to believe that. I stand to be corrected, but I want to believe that. So basically, they're willing to help the third world countries that have been victims of the so-called Western hegemony. And Somalia is one of those ones. They've always had a very good relationship during the Siad Barre times until they got to the Ogaden War of 1977, where, of course, the Cubans and the Russians were. You can build that. I think you have an excellent opportunity to build a very good relationship right now with Russia and with Cuba. If not for any other reason, so that you can go and train your doctors there, and because Somalia has been largely a failed state for a while now, take advantage of the technological exposure that you can get. You can send students to study engineering and study medicine, agriculture, fisheries. Cuba is self-sufficient in all those countries, in all those fields. And in any case, because they're so proud, and they're only 90 kilometers away from the U.S., they still, thump their nose at the U.S. and have gotten away with it for over 60 years now. Well over 60 years, yeah. So basically, I think, yeah, you can build that relationship. But talk to your president, talk to the folks in Mogadishu. Most of them are from the diaspora. And the hallmark of the Somali politics is that usually a president does not last for more than 4 years, but when he comes in and he goes, then that team goes back to the US and Canada and America, and the new one comes also with a new team from all those countries. So you can talk to them now. You still have a few more years before the next election. And I think you can make a meaningful gains for the Somali people in tapping onto some of those skills from the Cubans.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.